Samba Security by Group 7 Cyber Guide. What is Samba? Samba is a software suite that allows a Unix-based system to appear and function as a Microsoft Windows server when viewed by other systems on a network using Server Message Block protocol. Samba by default operates authentication using user-level security. The client sends a session setup request directly following protocol negotiation, which includes username and password. If the server accepts the username credentials, the client expects to be able to mount shells using a tree connection without further specifying a password. Samba revolves around three Unix daemons. SMBD handles file and printer sharing and provides authentication and authorization for SMB client. NMDB handles the NetBIOS name registration and implements Microsoft-compatible NetBIOS name server service. WinBindD communicates with domain controller and provides interface for Windows LAN Manager authentication schemes. The advantages of Samba. Samba is an open source software, meaning it is free to use and have many supports from the community. Samba shares one or more file systems, provides a common area for data transition from Windows Server to Unix, supports Windows and Unix users, and maintains a single database for both Windows and Unix authentication. The disadvantages of Samba. The Active Directory Administrative Center will not work as it relies on Active Directory web service. File replication does not work automatically, for example GPO and logon scripts, but there are workarounds. And finally, lack of manufacturer support.
Configuration of Samba. Number 1. Update package in Ubuntu server by using command sudo apt-get update. To install Samba service, we will use command sudo apt-get install Samba. To check the status of Samba, we will use command sudo systemctl status smbd. As you can see, the status is active. Next, we will create folder named CyberGuard by using command sudo mkdir/home/admin0/cyberguard. To check the existence of CyberGuard folder, we will go to directory/home/admin0. To add the new folder named CyberGuard in the configuration file, we will use command sudo mousepad/etc/samba/smb.conf. This is the configuration file that has been edited. To test the configuration file, we will use command sudo testpub. We will need to restart SMBD and NMBD service every time after we make changes in the configuration file by using command like shown here. To allow Samba traffic and update the firewall, we will use command sudo ufw allow Samba. Next, we will add user, set password and enable user. To add user, we will use command sudo user_add_admin z7. To set the password, we will use command sudo smb passwd -a admin G7. To enable the user that has been created, we will use command sudo smb passwd -e admin G7. Next, we will create a group and add the user into the group. To create a group, we will use command sudo add group group7. To add user into group, we will use command sudo add user admin G7 group7. Next, we will create a file named public and private in CyberGuard folder. We will use command mkdir public, mkdir private, ls to list all the file, ll to list file with permission, date and time as shown below. Next, we will create a text file named secure.txt in private and g7.txt in public. The command will be shown below. To check the existence of file, we will use command ls and ll. Next, we will check IP address of Ubuntu server, as we will use this IP address to access Samba from Windows Server and Windows 10. As you can see, the IP address of Ubuntu server is 10.30.0.11. We will need to ping Ubuntu server IP from Windows Server and Windows 10 to check the connection. This is from Windows Server. This is from Windows 10. Next, to connect to Samba, we need to type run and insert this IP address and press OK. This one is for Windows Server and this is for Windows 10. Next, only authenticate user can access Samba file. For Windows Server, I have used user G7 and insert the password. As you can see, they can access CyberGuard folder. For Windows 10, I use admin G7 and also can access the CyberGuard. For demonstration, for the demonstration of Samba file sharing, we will use Ubuntu Server, Windows Server and Windows 10. The Samba service has been installed at Ubuntu Server, so we need to know the IP address of Ubuntu Server. We use command ipconfig. As you can see, the IP address of Ubuntu Server is 10.30.0.11. So we will go to Windows 10 first. To connect to Ubuntu Server Samba sharing system, you need to go to type run and then input the IP address of Ubuntu Server. Click OK. You need to enter the authenticate user. If not, you can never access the file. So I will log in as admin 7. This is the incorrect user. This time I will log in using the correct user. This is the Samba save file. As you can see, there are two folders in this CyberGuard file. It is private and public. So for admin, can access the private file and also the public file. Next, we try to log in using another user in Windows Server. Type run, input the IP address of the Windows Server. I will log in using user G7. Okay, we have access CyberGuard folder for user 7. As you can see, user 7 cannot access private file. They can access public file. Let's see whether we can add the folder or not. Permission denied. As you can see, user G7 can only access public file and cannot write or execute the file. For Windows 10, admin G7, I will try to create a file. The text segment will be test. Can create a new folder. Let's see if we can access it using user G7. This is the file that has been created.